I appreciate it. Can you give me a quick in the camera plug to cut in before this? You're watching Down the Road Show. I'm Michael Biehn. I'm Jennifer Blanc.
Hi, you're watching Down the Road. What is it?
Down the Road Show.
All right.
Hi, you're watching Down the Road Show. I'm Jennifer Blanc.
And I'm Michael Biehn.
Back to Down the Road Show. We are still here in Austin, Texas for the Wizard World Comic Con, and I am here with Michael and Jennifer. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Great.
We had great 3 or 4 days here, and we love Austin, and just out here promoting our movies, and it's a lot of fun. Good weather, good food.
Good food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food here has been amazing.
Oh my God.
I would love to talk about your movies, but first I want to ask how you guys met.
We met on a movie years ago, and we were together. Then we were apart for years, and now we're back together.
Yeah.
And we've continued to make some movies together now in the last couple of years. Be in some other people's movies together, do our own, and then now we've started a production company. So it all started with work.
Right.
Yeah,
it's nice seeing happy Hollywood couples.
Well, we had you should have seen us last. Couple of,
We should have seen.
I don't
We
know,
should see
about a
our
week
making
ago.
of
Yeah.
movie.
We're kind of volatile, and right now we're like, oh, I love you, and like that. But she's
I'm not volatile.
she's got a little bit of a bite. So do I, and so we're like, but we have a lot of fun together. We had a lot of fun making the movie, but it's
Imagine how sexy it is.
the crew had to stand back while we yelled at each other for 5 minutes, and then we had to stop yelling because we had to make the movie. So we're hot. We run really hot and really cold.
And you guys have been busy this year.
We have. We've been in Texas a lot for a lot of stuff. We've shown The Victim in Texas a bunch, at the Draft House in Houston. We filmed a movie last year in Houston. Michael worked on The Divide, and then Xavier Gen's.
Which looks great. I saw the trailer last night. I was freaking out about it.
Oh, you're going to freak out. It's awesome. I make an appearance in it, but he's the star, along with Rosanna Arquette and Milo Ventimiglia and Ashton Holmes and Lauren German and the wonderful Michael Eklund and Courtney B. Vance. And
it's a good cast.
It's a great cast and a great movie, and Michael is pretty terrific in it.
Yes,
so.
he did look
Yeah,
good.
it's a really really dark look. It reminds me a little bit of Requiem for a Dream, and I'm not comparing them like, oh, this movie is as good as or anything like that, but it's the type of movie that you go to, not for fun, really,
Right.
Not for like entertainment, like you're gonna walk out of there feeling like, hey, the world's a better place, but it's got some great performances in it. Like she said, Milo and Michael,
Amazing.
I think, are just
Milo's
Milo's just off the charts.
And a guy named Ivan Gonzalez, or Ivan Gonzalez, who lives in France, and he is he's a French-based actor, and he's also brings it to the table, and a lot of Americans will now know about him.
Everybody's really good in it, and it's very, very, very. I call it like a psychological horror film. And it's about eight people, I think, that are stuck in a bunker together after a nuclear event, and it's kind of a Lord of the Flies type of story.
Right. We're reflective of the human spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the human condition,
and what happens to people and
rough.
choices they make and so on and so forth when the food starts running out. And there's women and men down there, so there's a real sexual element to it, and it gets real dark real fast and stays dark throughout the entire
Not
movie.
Xavier Gen's being
And
dark.
so anyway, Xavier, who did an interesting movie over in France called Frontiers, it was so interesting they brought him over here to make The Hitman, directed it, and I'm real proud of that movie. And then
our company, we love Xavier so much. We're trying to convince him to do something with Blanc Biehn Productions right now. So we're talking to him about it.
yeah, and then we're here to promote that, and then also to promote The Victim, which is a movie that
You wrote and directed.
Yeah, I wrote, I directed it, and star in it, and Jennifer produced it and stars in it.
Along with we had the help of Lorna Paul, and Ryan Honey, Brock Morse, and Morgan.
And I saw the trailer for that this morning, and that looks like a lot of fun.
Well, it is a lot of fun.
In a sick way.
It is a lot of fun in a sick way.
It's a lot of fun. It's exploitation at its best, and we're really, really proud of it. It's the epitome of a low budget exploitation movie with some wit and fun in it, and we're proud of it.
Yeah, I decided while I was making The Divide that I was going to make a movie, and we were able to raise a little bit of money, and I said, well, this is such a small amount of money. We only had 12 days to shoot it, and it was such a small amount of money. I said, okay, well, I'll do this movie, which I was going to write anyway, but I'll do this movie if I get to have all the creative control, all the production control, and who we sell it to and when we sell it, which I got. So this movie is really a collaboration of ours, but I mean, a lot of people helped us out, but this really reflects Jennifer and myself, and
we pushed really hard for certain things, and we got them.
We spent the entire year basically taking it out to film festivals and also deals like
screenings and stuff
like this. Actually, we
How's
thought
the general response been at the screening?
Hey, it's great.
Oh my God, it's been. If you go to our website www.grindhousethevictim.com. There's a whole review section. There's a press section. There's a video section. You can really see the response in the video section. You can see the Houston screening if you're interested. In the review section, there's Ain't It Cool News on there, and a bunch of other people. And
CNN
Arrow
and
in the Head really liked it.
San Francisco Chronicle. I mean, we've gotten like 12 reviews that like I couldn't write them any better myself.
And it's just the beginning of that.
And I just feel like very lucky, and we've sold it to an agent overseas. We didn't sell it, but
WTF acquired it, and Dimitri Stefanidis is somebody who's been in the business for years. This is his new company, and so they've acquired it, and they've sold off 2 territories so far. They're working their butts off, and they're kicking butt already. You can find them on Tumblr, and you can look for WTF or The Victim, or their other 2 movies, Chop and The Bleeding House, which we're very happy to be in such good company with. One of them's a Tribeca film. The other one just looks like a cool, fun, making fun of Saw type movie. And I don't know. We feel really good about everybody involved.
So we have the overseas stuff taken care of, and then here in the United States we have a company that we're like this close to signing with. We've been this close for like about a month, but I guess these things take time. So, and they're going to take care of all of our DVD, pay-per-view, hotel, all that kind of stuff. Eventually Netflix and all that kind of stuff. And it's a company.
This movie will be easy to find.
This movie will be easy to find. Will be very easy to find.
And then also we're trying something new with every college campus in the United States has a theater, and they usually play second-run theater. So, like, I went to see Three Musketeers with my son the other day at Cineplex, and it'll be playing at the college theaters 3 weeks from now. Kids get in for with their student cards or their student cards and $5 or something, and the administration kind of makes it easy for the kids to get in and see movies. So there's like about 1,000 theaters out there that are not being utilized as first-run theaters. So we've been talking to a guy by the name of Mike Hogan, and Mike's got a lot of connections with those theaters. So we're going to try to get it into and onto as many campuses as possible, and hopefully everybody likes the movie, but the kids really like the movie, and hopefully they'll start twittering and emailing each other, and that's kind of going to be our campaign as far as publicity goes, and before our DVD.
We also have a company called we'll stay here for this. We have a company called BLT, and a guy named Rick Lynch who did our artwork. And they've just been instrumental in our online outreach and the artwork and our trailer. And they're just an awesome company. And Rick Lynch is an old friend of the family. And
yeah, well, Rick's really my younger brother's best friend. But Rick is the guy who designed the kid that's sitting on the fence post or whatever for DreamWorks. He designed that logo.
So we're very lucky.
And he does all the they do all the posters and the trailers for Avatar, for all of Spielberg stuff, all of like Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. When I did Grindhouse, they did that campaign. They do Harry Potter. They did all this stuff, and I was just lucky enough. Well, busy, but working with like the best people and in the world.
So blessed.
And I was lucky enough to get him. And if you grab our poster, we have this poster that he made, and he gave it to us for free. And this is the poster that
Yeah, he did the design for
we
free,
sold
which is
this
unheard of.
we sold this movie in Australia for what we considered a very good price. All right, so and I asked them, how do they like the movie? I mean, and they said, well, they didn't watch the movie. They just looked at the poster and the trailer, and that's how they sold it. So I guess overseas a lot has to do with the fact that what the poster looks like and what the trailer looks like, because they gave us a lot of money for. Not a lot of money, but what I thought was like a really good deal. Australia and Germany, so just on the poster art. So yeah, I did. Yeah, so I'm really happy and thankful for Rick's participation, and then we come to places like this. We've done about 10 of these this year. Usually we have a chance to show the movie,
right? And
then people write in and they give it ratings on IMDb and so on and so forth. And we kind of had that set up here, but that fell apart.
Last minute to the Comic-Con circuit, so we just figured we'd come and promote the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Good place to promote. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Well, let me ask you a quick question, Michael. Being a part of Terminator, Tombstone, and Aliens, when you're on set for movies like those, do you know they're going to be as big as they are?
Well, no, I mean, certainly not the Terminator. I thought it was going to be. I thought it had the possibility of being better than what most people thought it was going to be, because I had the opportunity to spend time with Jim Cameron for about 3 months before we shot it. Arnold was off shooting Conan 2, and I spent a lot of time with Jim. He took me down to Stan Winston's shop, and he is the guy who's responsible for the all of the special effects and the look of the Terminator and so on and so forth. And once I spent a lot of time with Jim, I thought that we had a shot of making something that wasn't embarrassing, but I didn't, I didn't know if it was really going to be a good movie, and I certainly didn't know it was going to be a movie that I was going to be talking about 30 years from now, and one that I have 20-year-old children, what I consider children, that will come up to me and say, like, Kyle Reese is my favorite character in all the movies I've ever seen, or The Terminator's my favorite movie, or Aliens is my favorite movie that like I've ever seen. And they're 20. I mean, they weren't born when we made those movies.
Yeah.
And out of all the movies that are out there, and all the movies out there now, and with Harry Potter and all this kind of stuff, and you get these kids, and I guess they're just genre kids or whatever, but they like the Terminator, like they like Aliens, and also a little bit with Tombstone. I get that. Tombstone is I get it more down like in New Mexico, Arizona, Texas. Kind of down in the South a lot, and in the West. I get children. That are 12, 20 years old or whatever that come up and say, Johnny Ringo is my favorite character of all time.
Great character.
Yeah, and it's like, they weren't born when we made the movie. So now I'm kind of realizing this year, because I've done so many of these events, because usually we're able to show the movie, get those reviews that I was talking to you about earlier, be able to put those up on our website. We've done so many of these events that it's been kind of interesting for me to see that, it looks like I've actually kind of involved in 2 or 3 movies that are kind of, I guess people are kind of, how you use the word, they're kind of classics, They
are, for sure. Jennifer, real quick, what was it like being on the set of Sunny in Philadelphia? I mean, I hear so many stories about off-screen antics for them.
They were awesome. Those guys. I mean, I didn't witness a ton of off-screen antics, except I did get to spend a lot of time off-screen with Danny Devito and the kids that played my kids, and it was, he's a blast. He's a lovely, lovely guy. We were basically playing catch with a fake ball. There was no ball. It was just a catch without a ball. And we just had to make a sound, and each of us had to make a different sound. And just the fact that he didn't go back to his trailer and he spent time on set with these kids, that he really didn't have to. The entire time we were working, he spent time with these kids playing. To me, just shows what kind of a guy he is, and also just that he's a lot of fun, and made my experience actually really fun. And getting to improvise with him and fight with him on camera was really fun. So that, can't beat that. I just want to see his feet now in person.
That whole thing about like throwing the fake ball is like my acting class, like worst nightmare type of like. back in like college and
And you
stuff.
have to,
Some
like,
college
and then you
professor.
gotta, like, throw the ball and
And
be
then
like, zoop.
Yeah. Listen, I mean,
Let's try it once.
get out of here.
That's it.
Get out of here.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to let you guys get back to your
All right,
very
man,
patient
thank
fans,
you.
but I'd like to ask everyone on my show the same 3 questions, especially since we're at Comic-Con.
Okay.
Who's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero?
Mine's Batman.
Batman's a popular guy.
Uh,
I know there's so many good ones, huh?
Michael Biehn. Is
You know,
Michael
I
Biehn
don't-
your favorite superhero?
yeah. Yeah, I don't. Superman.
Superman,
Superman,
that's
okay.
mine. Excellent.
Yeah.
My niece is a Batman.
That's what I grew up with. It was the first superhero I ever saw. So
Like the reruns of Batman.
that was like, when I was a kid, I was like, dun, da, 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 and like looking back at like how corny that stuff was is pretty fun. But yeah, no, when I was a kid, it was that. It was him, and of course, I mean, you got to remember too. For me, when I was a kid, there was a lot of cartoons around. So like,
I missed
a
those.
guy like Mighty Mouse was pretty important in my life too. So I mean, you might not, nobody out there might not know who Mighty Mouse was.
I do.
Yeah, but he was a pretty big hero in my life.
Who's your favorite villain?
My favorite
Having
villain?
played an awesome villain in Tombstone, who's your favorite villain?
I think one of my favorite villains would be Gene Hackman in The Unforgiven.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not talking about like, we're not talking about superheroes anymore, right? Yeah.
Mine's Darth Vader, so that was,
Yeah.
Mine's
Gene was awesome.
Yeah.
the Penguin.
The Penguin?
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's Penguin? He was pretty cool. Who's your real life hero? Who inspires you guys?
My mom.
My children.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time.